Hello everyone, Andy the Video Maker 2005 here, and welcome back racers to my Disney Speedstorm Let's Play in the 100 Acre Wood once again. So before we start, let me tell you something, and this will shock you. The time of this recording will be none other than Saturday, November 22, 2025. Because before that time, I bought the DualSense Edge controller at my nearest Walmart in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Yes, while I was, shopping. Yes, this is where I got the DualSense Edge controller, finally. Now that I own a DualSense Edge controller, I'm now granted the ability to replace the stick modules if necessary, applicable, and optional. Isn't that interesting? So now, when I experience stick drift, I'll be sure to replace the stick modules in no time. Which will be useful for those who just, have something problematic with their controller. So, yeah. Look at that. Surprisingly yet, I would also say that, yes, this video was actually filmed at night on November 22, 2025, because for some reason I went to a Walmart in El Paso just to, take a tour of it. But I missed out on the food section because I fear it would be the same on all those other Walmarts I've went to in Las Cruces all my life. But either way, it was still a very great Walmart overall. And in my opinion, it kind of combined all of the Walmarts I've been to in Las Cruces, New Mexico with, a gas station along with it too. Surprising, isn't it? Oh, and since then, I returned back to where I live, which of course is not other than Las Cruces, New Mexico, to go to Target, then Starbucks, and Burlington, and Ross, and then ended off with Albertsons. So the order was, let's say, Burlington, then Starbucks, and then Target, and then Ross, and then finally Albertsons. Yes, this actually happened on the time of this recording. But either way, let's not waste any time, and let's begin this. Previously, we did Chapter 1, Kanga and Rue's house near the Sandy Pit. And this video was the last time that I used my original DualSense controller. Because it was for some reason suffering from stick drift via its right analog stick. That right there is when I bought the DualSense Edge controller. So I decommissioned it forever, so now the DualSense Edge controller has ultimately put on commission. Starting now for Chapter 2, Gopher's Tunnels. And yes, gophers can actually burrow, like foxes and squirrels. Oh, wait. Squirrels can burrow? When did I hear such words? But either way, level 1 to start the level off. And the recording. And the video. Let's start them all off with level 1.
I am reformed.
I only have Jumba or Yuri.
Don't know why you'd choose me. I hope
But
this
Jumbo will
paper
have to
is
do.
big enough for me.
Also, at the time of this recording, when I was at El Paso, wait, on to
I think
refunds.
Riley had a nightmare about this one.
This is what I call practical experiment.
All right, let's start the race. Starting off, Jumbo hit Anna. Either way, as I was saying, also at the time of this video is filmed at, yes, at the time this video was filmed as of recordings, yes. When I was also in El Paso, I came across an orange Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, which Lamborghini, however, has discontinued forever, meaning the successor is none other than a Revuelto. Oh yeah, strangely enough, the Huracan is also getting a successor, and they named it the Temerario, which Lamborghini says is means in English fearless. The Fenomeno, phenomenal. We just saw this coming. But anyways, Buzz Lightyear gets second, Winnie the Pooh gets third. Known simply as Winnie before the update. Or patch. But I'll still call him Winnie because there you go. Now on to level 2.
I prefer to be called.
I'll win it in a Peloponnesian minute.
And I say let's use Hercules.
No problem. Hey, don't start without me.
No goofing off. There's work
Anyone
to
want to
do.
throw the discus around after this?
Also, if you have saw the film K-pop Demon Hunters, you will see that Juno gave his own life for Rumi. Yes, a demon sacrificing himself for a demon hunter? Okay. What a surprise, especially when it comes to, plot holes or, continuity errors. Or maybe they'll call it, yeah. The plot twist for K-pop Demon Hunters is that Juno has gave his own life for Rumi, so now he's not dead, he just lives in Rumi's sword now.
You got this!
So now Juno's soul resides in Rumi's sword, which Rumi used to, wreck Guima to death. And save the entire world. Even a Golden Han Moon will have to do in order to, end the demon invasion of the world. Also, Rumi, for that matter, is the leader of a fictional K-pop band known as Huntrix. Huntrix. Though the I is the slash. But for some reason, this had to do with style for naming. So therefore, naming styles. But anyways, Hans gets second, Cruella de Vil gets third. But we have a hero here. Also, have you seen my Instagram lately? Let's just say that I announced on Instagram that I signed a deal with the fictional K-pop group called the Saja Boys.
I mean, hello. Now we have fun.
So now, I joined the Saja Boys, and guess what? Later, they have reformed thanks to me. In, you know,
Super.
This is what I
in
call
all roleplay
practical
timelines that
experiment.
I'm currently, am on Discord. Yes. Those roleplay timelines on Discord, the Saja Boys have reformed thanks to me. In all RP or roleplay timelines that I'm currently on Discord.
Uh-oh.
Oh, speaking of Discord, when you know, some game called Concord apparently would not stop coming back from the graveyard. And let's just say Sony Interactive Entertainment is, you know, trying their best to stop this permanently and immediately by taking it down. Ultimately or not. According to user Just Say Steven, he said that some guy has managed to find an early build of Concord that was leaked online and known at the time was FW Chaos. Concord was developed by a company called Firewalk Studios. And yes, apparently that game was leaked, and some guy managed to find an early build of that game because of it. Yes, some guy found an early build of Concord that was leaked online. And user Just Say Steven and others had to literally discuss about it. More on that on the next level. But for now, to the results, which I'll read with my mind. Alright, for now, let's skip to, no wait. We're doing level 4 actually, but we're gonna cut off here. Alright, level 4.
I hope this vehicle is
Jumbo,
big enough
you're
for me.
up.
Who's ready for an adventure?
This does have hyperdrive.
Eat my dust.
I always am ready for an adventure, Moana, but thank you for asking. Anyways, the race is on and Jumbo takes the lead as he bombs those free. Anyways, about FW Chaos, apparently after months of hard work, PlayStation fans have successfully reverse engineered it. And the result is that they have finally brought back the online servers for Concord, which would mean to revive them as well.
You're all mine.
Yes, they made a custom server running on Concord, which, in my opinion, was one of the most hated games of 2024. Yes, and it's still a work in progress as the gameplay was a little buggy. Final lap, and it only gets, you know, legally controversial from here. You see, Sony Interactive Entertainment, or SIE, wasn't about to let that slide. So they've been DMCA striking literally every video that showcases the revival of Concord. It only gets worse from here, as the Concord Delta server on Discord, which, you know, hosts a private playtest for that game, they had to not only suspend and disable invites because too many viewers on Discord were joining in and they wouldn't want SIE to nuke the server and then fucking destroy Concord for the second time. That's right. the Concord Delta server on Discord had to disable invites. So now it's a private server on Discord. They only did this because they don't want SIE to fucking nuke the server and then kill Concord a second time. But even if the game was a complete disaster that only lasted for, 2 weeks, but in the opinions of the Stop Killing Games campaign, yes, the campaign was Stop Killing Games, it still deserves to be remembered, especially if it's to mock it. But about that, Jumba's the winner. Gantu gets second, meaning he joins him, even though, they were together until now. But if you saw the original Lilo and Stitch for 2002. And Moana gets third.
I prefer to be called evil genius.
Looks like a few of you could do with a reset.
I am professional. Here we go. Here we go. Hot potato. Upsy daisy. Oh, what's that roll? Oh boy.
My mic was off, but anyways, Turner gets second, Lasso gets third. Mastered. Now on to level 7.
Not guilty. I mean...
Prepare to be amazed. Off we go.
Abu's gonna be so jealous.
You're filming this for my sizzle reel, right? The enthusiasm is exhilarating.
While this race goes on, I hate to tell you some very bad news about Roblox. Let's just say, the developers of the platform Roblox Corporation, unfortunately, Schlep exposed that company once again. And now what's the result? More United States territories are gonna file lawsuits against that company. And when you know, Chris Hansen received a fucking shit answer possible. Yes, Chris Hansen received a fucking shitty answer possible when it comes to, Roblox's exposure by Schlep. You may know Schlep, who is this guy who is, getting child predators arrested. while Roblox filed a CAD letter to SLEP, CAD stands for Cease and Desist. I'll just call it CAD, because maybe CAD stands for Cease and Desist. Unfortunately, SLEP not only violated but defied a direct CAD order from Roblox Corporation, and as a result, he got banned from the platform. And wouldn't you know, Roblox had no choice but to change their TOS, now banning vigilante groups. And SLEP was the main reason why Roblox added vigilante groups to their TOS. More on that later. Results time. Calhoun gets second, Pete gets third. Oh man. Oh well. For now, on to level 8.
Bold, daring. I must be both.
Oh yeah.
I understand what...
I'm ready for an adventure if you are.
But according to his latest video, after backlash from that
Oh, never give up.
free SLEP movement, yes, free SLEP, hashtag free SLEP. Anyways, as I was saying, let's say the free SLEP campaign received a lot of backlash because SLEP was literally getting child predators arrested, which, you know, Roblox Corporation did feel like letting be. Yes, Roblox Corporation wasn't about to let SLEP's actions slide, so they banned him as a result, after defying their direct cease and desist order. So yeah, Roblox tried to contact SLEP behind his lawyer's back and then discuss about, let's say, giving him another chance, but unbanning all of his accounts. But there was no discussion about, you know, safety issues. You know, yeah, safety. That's the one missing thing about all this discussion, which was apparently the main issue here. When you know, Roblox Corporation CEO David Baszucki wanted to gaslight the situation as he reached out to SLEP and appreciate his feedback, all while still hosting Omegle and Tinder-style video games that were on Roblox, where you get into private conversations with random people that are still exploiting users to this day. And because of that, the state of Texas has now filed a lawsuit against Roblox Corporation because they deceived parents about the dangers of their platform, and even Chris Hansen says that Roblox is refusing to sit down and talk with him, which tells you everything you need to know about their priorities. Alright, Belle. Time to solve this puzzle. Before you cross the finish line, that is. Okay, avoided both. Ready to wait? The winner is, of course, Belle. Cruella gets second, Snow White gets third. Yes, the ladies, but one is villainous and the other two are the heroes. For now, let's do the mystery race. Now on to level 10.
I prefer to
Wait,
hold
let's enable the RB challenge.
I hope this vehicle is big enough for me.
But either way,
Time for the grand tour.
I am professional. Blast off! Yes.
yeah, Jumba's the defender, so I chose him. Now I feel like hacking.
Whoopsie. Whoa.
Oh, what if I told you that some Minecraft ripoff known as Hytale, apparently that game is back from the graveyard. So therefore Hytale's death was only temporary, and this is due to one of the riskiest moves in gaming history. Let me tell you this, a few months ago, the developer of League of Legends, Riot Games, straight up canceled the Minecraft-inspired RPG after acquiring the developer Hypixel Studios 5 years ago. I'll stop right there because then I'll get distracted while discussing about it. Yes, the developer of Hytale, Hypixel Studios, was acquired by Riot Games, who you may know for Valorant and League of Legends 5 years ago, which is 2020. For that matter, the scope of the game got way too big and it just spiraled out of control. The riskiest part, however, is how Hypixel, the original creators or developers of Hytale, refused to let the game fucking die because they knew how much Hytale meant to the community, and they were worried that Riot Games was about to just bury the intellectual property forever. So they took a massive gamble and made a completely blind offer to its developer to bring the game back without even seeing the current state of development. Like their post blog literally says, no risk, no Hytale. So therefore, Riot repurchased their own game, and they rehired over 30 developers, the original developers, and they announced personally funding it for the next 10 years. Best part, however, is that they're going back to the original vision of Hytale that everyone fell in love with. They're undoing all the AAA bloat that Riot Games wanted to add, but they're going back to the same game engine from the trailer that got over 60 million views. Speaking of Roblox Corporation, let's wait till someone gets eliminated first. Who will that be, I wish? We'll discuss about it if at least 3 racers were out of the game. For now, let's continue it. Yes, apparently Roblox is gonna... I'll say they are now adding some sort of safety feature that makes Roblox as a platform apparently less safe for everyone. Though I don't actually mind what Roblox is doing right now, despite the Roblox community getting pissed off about it. But either way, everyone else are in critical condition except for Lightyear and Dr. Jabba. Randall is fired from the race. And apparently, Hercules had to give up. And now Eric gets 4th. Now, about Roblox's safety feature. So, let's say yes. Yes, technically Roblox is going to roll out some sort of safety feature that for 2 negative impacts to make the platform less safe. Not only that, but it could also enable creeps to find new victims in-game. Let me tell you this. Roblox is rolling out a chat restriction where messaging other players will be completely disabled unless you upload a video selfie. So an AI face estimator can, estimate your age. Hence what I said, which is already a huge safety defect for children. Seeing how many data leaks are happening, notably the one from Nintendo by Crimson Collective and Discord. Yeah, it gets worse from here because once the AI gives you a number, you get locked into an age-based chatting bracket. So if it guesses that you're under 9 years old, then you can only communicate with users under 13. And for above 21, you cannot communicate with users under 18. I know that on paper it sounds safer, but Here's the actual problem. Because the age estimator has put a ton of players in the wrong categories, and any creep on Roblox could just fake the video selfie to bypass or override the system, which now puts them in the lobbies that will be primarily filled with potential victims to chat with. And the worst part is, players in other brackets can't even see the chats. So any suspicious messaging can't be happening right in front of them, perhaps. Or were they? And they have no way to notice it or even report that. I'll tell you another topic, which we may not have to pause the game first so I don't get distracted once again. And now, before the duel of liar begins, let's talk about it now. Now, apparently, I hate to say this, but do you remember that when I discussed that Nintendo has sued Pocket Pair? Which in my upcoming latest video discussing all Nintendo lawsuits? That video's coming soon if you're ready for it. But anyways, now let me update you on Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's, cooperative lawsuit against Pocket Pair. Apparently, I'm ashamed to say this, it's falling apart in real time. Oh, worst part, the United States is taking action against them. Okay, so, let's say months ago, Nintendo took a massive loss when the Japanese Patent Office, or Japan Patent Office, rejected a application to control the gameplay mechanic of throwing an object to catch a creature. This was a huge win for Pocket Pair, because Patent was the same family as two other patents that Nintendo is actively suing them over. Now the director of the United States Patent and Trademark Office, John Squires, yes, that's his name, literally appointed by President Trump, just issued an order to evaluate Nintendo's patent number 397 that was approved back in September, which covers the mechanic of summoning a sub-character into the field and letting it fight for you. That's what patent 397 is about. Controversially, that patent, when that came out, yes, it was controversial because it was just a generic gameplay mechanic, but apparently an examiner in the US just had approved it without any real objections. Now, the US PTO director is referencing two older patent apps as possible prior art. One from Konami, who you may know from Metal Gear Solid as early as 2002, the other one by Nintendo themselves in 2019. So if patent 397 gets revoked because of this, then it's going to seriously hinder the credibility of Nintendo's patent assertions against Pocket Pair. So my official apologies to Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, but you tried. But you kinda did well on your lawsuit with Pocket Pair. For now, we're moving on to the results. Liar gets second, Oswald gets third. Who got eliminated first? Randy Boggs. Mastered! Woo! Let's go! So now you're ready for the last two levels of Chapter 2 of Season 16 Part 2? Let's do this. Alrighty, on to level 11. Let's use the one who got eliminated first when I recorded this race. Yes, that's Randall Boggs.
Time to show him what I can do.
You feel like surrendering early?
You hear that? Sounds like the winds of change. Suckers!
Who did this? Since I'm playing as Randall Boggs, I'm predicting it was Mike and Sully.
Anyone home?
Because they wanted to distract Boggs and, give him temporary amnesia. Like Pokédex number 869, Alchemy. Yes, I unlocked that confectionery creature for Pokemon Unite in response to the discontinuation of coins. For that matter, yes, she has too much special defense like Shuckle does. The question is, what type is Alchemy? She is a fairy type, if I must tell you. Like Sylveon, too.
Let's get to work. Watch this.
Oh, and yeah. Yes, voice actor Ryan Bartley, you may know her for voicing Sage since Sonic Frontiers, right? Yes, she does play this Pokemon for the animated series, which is, you know, since Journeys. Still does so in Horizons?
Watch this. What?
And now, as for Alchemy, let's just say that she is cherished by, pastry chefs or bakers, yeah, them too, in the, Galar region. Which, of course, is the, main setting for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Which, let's just say, the strategy guide that game was fucking leaked. So the Pokemon Company responded, so yeah. It was a tarnishing to their brand. And wouldn't you know, justice finally landed like a ground pound or a body slam. Or flying press. But anyways, Pete gets second, Iori gets third. Oh, and when I heard the sound when Alchemy is summoned, it kind of sounded like the Prowler's theme. Except it's high-pitched by 1 or 2 semitones. But yeah, and sped up, sort of. But anyways, on to level 12. Who we fight? Winnie. In a race, that is. Now on to the boss battle. Let's do it. Let's use Jumba for this.
You cretins won't know.
Don't nobody cheat now.
This is what I call practical experiment.
And about the DualSense Edge, one feature I forgot to point out was none other than mappable back buttons.
Wonderful.
So you press the FN button, which you would see on many keyboards. You get to change your profile, control profile. Plus, I literally cannot believe that patent number 397 was under review by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So now what? That's what I told you about Nintendo's lawsuit with Pocket Pair right now. And if they revoke it, all because it's just a generic gameplay mechanic, Nintendo was trying to win, but then apparently they were about to, you know, lose that chance of winning their lawsuit with Pocket Pair along with the Pokemon Company. And if they do end up losing their lawsuit with Pocket Pair, then maybe Nintendo and the Pokemon Company would inform themselves that there is always next time. Now, the reason why I don't wish to play Palwood at all, because it's a fucking Pokemon ripoff.
bring my finest
But either way, Winnie the Pooh, though defeated, gets second, Baloo gets third. Stay tuned for Chapter 3. And I will not say the title yet. How about you read it yourself? But anyways, stay tuned, like I told you.